Beth is with us in North Dakota. Hi, Beth. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
You too. What's up?
I am in needing of some advice, of course. So I have a $2,000 loan out on my car, and I just brought it into the shop, and it needs $2,500 worth of repairs. And I have enough money to cover the repairs and then tackle my loan with a vengeance. And I'm just kind of wondering if I should not repair it or if I should get another car.
What is the car worth if it were fixed?
Oh, probably less than $1,000.
You do not spend $2,500 on a $1,000 car.
Okie dokie. So, but then I had to take out another loan to get another vehicle.
No. You said you have how much saved?
I have $1,100 saved.
Okay, and you have a $2,000 loan on the car, right?
Correct.
Okay, and the car will sell for $1,000, probably even with repairs needed.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, it's got some body work done. Body
okay, let's pretend that it sells for $900, and you put your $1,100 with it, and your loan is paid off. Now you're debt free. Okay, but you don't have a car, so let's keep talking.
And then I don't have a car.
I know. I'm with you. I'm just keep talking. Okay. So what do you make?
I make about $2,800 a month. Okay.
All right. Do you have family around?
Yes.
Okay. Are you single?
No. Okay. I mean, I have a boyfriend, but
that's
married.
Single. If you're not married, you're single. Okay.
Then I am single.
I'm not talking about your social status. I'm talking about your legal arrangement. Okay. And you live on your own?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And you make $2,800, and you don't have a car. How are we going to get you a car? How much other debt do you have?
I have about $11,000 in credit cards, and that's it.
Okay. All right.
And that's not including my car loan, but.
Okay. So let's pretend that you sold your car and you took out a $2,000 loan to go buy another car. This time, though, it would be a $2,000 car, not a $1,000 car.
Right.
You're still $2,000 in debt, but you've gotten rid of the junk.
Mm-hmm.
Junker. Okay. Well, that's probably a break even, except for we used up your $1,100.
Right.
Yeah, I still probably do that. I mean, we're not going into debt. Maybe a little bit further here. I don't like it. That's one way to do it. Have you got any way you could get a car to drive from your parents or anything for 30 days while you just worked your butt off and came up with a little bit of money?
Yes, actually, I have plenty of people wanting me, to use their vehicles and things like that, but I'm just kind of fiercely independent and just want it done.
Well, you're fiercely broke, too.
Yes, exactly.
Which is a good time not to be fiercely independent. Okay. So I had a guy loan me a car when I was broke. And I'm about as fiercely independent as anybody you'll ever meet. You might guess that, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
And it really kind of was hard on me because the car was worse than any car I've ever owned in my life. It was a 1978 Cadillac with 478,000 miles on it. And literally, that's not an exaggeration, the predominant color on the thing was Bondo, and the vinyl roof was torn loose, so when you drove it, it filled up with air. It looked like a parachute on top of a Bondo buggy. This car was worth about $400, but he loaned it to me for a month, and I drove that thing in deep humiliation for a month. Mm-hmm. Cops were following me around, wanting to know why I was in that neighborhood with that car. I mean, it was unbelievably embarrassing. I hated to drive it to the church parking lot, so I parked it a block away and walked in because I didn't want anybody. It was horrible. I drove that car for 10 years 1 month. Mm-hmm. That's how it felt. One month.
And the thing is, I do traveling with my job, and I do have like a beater car that I could drive around to get myself to back and forth to work.
Oh, I'm sorry. You have another car?
What's that?
You have another car?
No, my dad has one that I could borrow, but I mean, it's like a $700 car. I mean,
well, you're driving a $1,000 car. What the crap does it matter? See, here's the point. Here's the point. This needs to be this does not need to be a way of life with you anymore. It needs to be a step to where this is over. Sell your car and pay it off. Borrow your dad's beater and save $2,000 in the next 2 months because you live on beans and rice and beans, and you work 3 extra jobs. And you can save $1,000 a month. I want you to take 6 jobs. I don't want you to have a life at all. Your boyfriend is not going to see you. because you are going to be working. And then you will own a car that is twice as good as the car that you own 2 months from today, and you'll be debt-free except your credit cards, and you're on your way. That's what I did. I drove that Bondo buggy, and I saved $1,000, and I bought a $1,000 car. 4 months later, I bought a $4,000 car, and I drove that $4,000 car almost a year. And then, I've never looked back. If you drive like no one else, later you can drive like no one else. But you have to break this cycle. You cannot go back to doing things the way everybody else does them because it sucks. It's gotten you where you are. Sell your car, drive your dad's beater for 2 months, and save $2,000 during that 2 months. You can do it. I want you on a tight budget with the Every Dollar budgeting app. Download it. It's free. And I want you to do no life during the 2 months. You're not allowed to do anything because all you're doing is saving up money so you can give your dad his precious beater back and you can get your pride back. That's what you're doing. It's exactly what I did. I'm not asking you to do anything I didn't do. I drove a car worse than the one your dad is loaning you. I promise you. And it was a blessing. And the guy that loaned it to me for a short period of time was a good friend. He's passed away since, and I will always think fondly of him for blessing me with that piece of crap. Because it changed my life. I was driving a Jaguar and had to sell it 2 days before it got repoed. And then I ended up driving this Bondo buggy, but I had said during that time I'm never borrowing money again. And you know what I drive now? Anything I want. And some people don't like that, and I don't really care. That's where you're headed, kiddo. You can do this. You call me back if you need some help because you got a tough 2 months ahead of you. But this is what you should do.